Hey guys, it's Mike with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. I am back from vacation. I hope you enjoyed the free-to-play series, the 7 days kind of beginner guide starter. Got some good comments going on in there. I haven't had a chance to reply to those quite yet. Just got back actually a few hours ago. A lot going on in the game. We're not going to cover it all today. I'm going to try to get as many videos out over the next couple days as I can and keep them reasonably length. But we'll see how that goes. But we did get Aqua Guinevere in the game. I have mixed feelings about her as a champion. I haven't really looked into what other people's opinions are. It looks like she absolutely smacks as far as her A3 is concerned. So I do think as far as a damage dealer goes, she's going to do some work for you with this 198% that steps up with these books. I have not been able to really play the game a whole lot. Got in, I believe, every day on vacation and just did kind of the bare minimum and did a little bit of upgrades here and there when I had time to play. But I did get her kind of moving forward and did get her on the account. I'm not going to cover her kit right now in this video. We'll go ahead and do another video for that. I did want to talk about the overall aesthetics of this champion. I think she looks completely out of place. I don't know. I think it's funny. I think it's fun that she's a temporary champion. If we go over to her event, again, we got this note where this hero is not going to be added to the summoning pool after the event. It may return in the future. So I think that it's kind of a fun potential champion, but it just doesn't fit the vibe of the game. Like, I just feel like it's kind of silly. Which is kind of unfortunate. I think there's a lot of things they could have done different here that would have fit the game. I mean, she's smacking this rubber duck with her big old popsicle, but she does do a lot of damage. She is an overwhelming critical focus attack hero, so a single target damage does a great job there. So if you have the opportunity to get her on the account, hopefully you did. And then you can use memory stones to actually push her chivalries later if she doesn't come back to the game for a long period of time. But I do think, at least from my point of view, I feel like a silly champion like this kind of cheapens the game a little bit. But maybe that's just my opinion. I don't know. But when I saw her come in, I had to laugh out loud because it was just like, that's pretty ridiculous. So anyway, that's what's going on there. On the events, kind of standard as far as the stuff she had going on to get her started and kind of leveling her up and different things along the way. Tried to do my best to stay on top of that and get as many of those rewards as I could. But you know, yeah, vacation happens, and Alaska was amazing. I appreciate you guys checking out the videos while I was gone, and all the nice wishes for a good vacation in the comments. I do definitely appreciate it. Just following some of these red dots, see what I missed out on here. It is much better playing on the computer than my phone. I can actually see stuff, which may speak more to me than it does to the game. But while we were on vacation, we stacked up quite a few juicy rewards just going through the daily logins. I think we got this guy on day 30. We got this guy in the Forbidden Dungeon. I'm not entirely sure where I got this guy. But we also have all these guys to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff added to the account, and then I'll bring you back in when we're actually doing some of the summonings of this stuff. But got some juicy rewards coming in as far as that goes that'll help us get our Aqua Guinevere leveled up a little further potentially, as well as some other champions. Alright, now that we clicked all those onto the account and got our Carpal Tunnel Syndrome, these are some gifts they gave us for the 4th of July event. So I haven't actually opened any of these. I'm not entirely sure what we can get in here, but we got some summons here, some changing dust, and some more of those guys there, and then got another 50 of these to go as well. So let's see if we get anything juicy. Got some more summons and changing dust. Always good, looking good for changing dust, trying to get those the right stats on the right champions. These are something else that's going on right now with the Frost Relic engraving chest. These are rewards that are coming out of one of the events, I think using Aqua Guinevere somewhere, so that's going to help us engrave some frost before the what do you call it, the Dimensional Rift opens up for frost. Right now we're just doing the flame. So I was going to take a peek and see what's going on for the update coming in tomorrow, but that'll be a different video. So we're going to keep putting these guys on the account. Man, so much clicking. So much clicking. It is kind of cool that as I was gone for about a week and a half there and just kind of going through the motions, getting as many of the resources on the account, I did stack up quite a few resources. We've got a lot of summons coming in for relics, all these guys obviously, as well as 200 special summons. So we'll get going on those guys. and 84 normal ones, which could be a benefit if you're still looking for some rare characters or trying to max out some chivalries. But you do stack up resources in this game pretty good. So let's go ahead and see what legendary flame relic we get right here. I'm trying to think if anything really stands out. Specifically, I would be interested in getting, well, it's already too late. Tristan's flame relic is a good one. I do already have it, but now we do have the opportunity to basically empower those relics, so it might be something I hold on to. So this is going to be a legendary. It could be anything. I still am looking for Lancelot's Frost relic. We got Iwart Storm. Still going to be pretty good for her as well. And we get a legendary character here, so this can be anybody in the pool outside of the wish list. So anybody we're working on would be great. Lancelot's an awesome, I think that's a 6 chivalry from Lancelot. So I'll have to take a peek and see what that does for us. Let's see if we get lucky here, get anything worth talking about. Does not look like it. Still looking for the flame relic for Bodwin. Have not picked that up, so it just seems to elude me. But we're going. Let's see if we got anything we're talking about there. No, 72 of these. That's a lot of anything. Let's see what we got. Did get some rares in there. I think Anguish, Gareth. I think that's about it from what I see there. So no Bodwin Flame on that one. And then let's jump over into Lake Avalon and do some summons. At this point right now, I only have 53 raid up summons, and this event is about to expire. So I would like to take a peek. They have been launching a new character every 2 weeks. So I'm thinking I'm going to hold on to these in the event that we do get a new character on Tuesday. I think at this point, using the memory stones to upgrade Aqua Guinevere is probably going to be the move for me if I decide to do it. I don't know that she does more damage than Caliburn Arthur, and he's already kind of dialed in, although she is a different affinity, so that could be a benefit. And obviously, working through the Hall of Conquerors, you do need a lot of single target damage, folks, which she can provide for you. But let's jump over into the relics and see what we can get. We've got 57 summons on the Storm, 45 to Pity, so hopefully we can get something on the account that's new and different, or a good one that we could empower an existing guy. So we got some rares coming in here. Let's see. One rare. Oh, that's not a good start, but that's okay. So you can see this little icon allows us to actually go ahead and do the enhancement for those, because we have 30 of them. We have the required amount. At this point right now, I'm not really doing that, and I'm still kind of waiting until I get at least a copy of everybody's relic. And then if I need to, I can kind of add that on if Hall of Conquerors requires it. That being said, my Hall of Conquerors team is, I'm not in the top 50 right now, and I'm kind of I'm like right at like 53-ish, somewhere around there, so I really could use like a couple extra hearts. That might be a solution, is getting some of those relics that I'm using on those teams upgraded to the point of getting a little better damage out of them. So that might be the difference that we make with that. So hopefully we get some stuff on the account today that could make a difference for us. It looks like we're going all the way to Pity. We got a couple rares coming in here. Let's see if we're getting anything. We got Ban. I thought I clicked skip, but apparently I didn't. Boars and Clementine there. So this one we're not guaranteed. And then on the 5th one, on the next 10 pack, we'd be guaranteed. So let's see. No, it's sending us to Pity. That's okay. So we got 3 more rares coming in here. Go ahead and skip this, see what's going on. We got Rosier. That's going to be a champion I actually use. She does, the Storm Relic can be effective. I think it's an AoE dot damage on her A3 with the Storm, if I remember correctly, which is pretty good. So we're going to pull this 10-pack. We're guaranteed to get a legendary on this one, so we'll see who we get, and maybe even 1 or 2. Well, definitely 1, but hopefully 2. We got 1 there with the rare, and we are going to see another Iwart Storm Relic. That's 2 on the day, so that's pretty good. We could actually upgrade that. I don't think I built that out yet, to be honest with you, so I think that would be a pretty big undertaking to get that thing maxed out and ready to go. Move over to the Frost Relics. We got 64 pulls, 55 to Pity, so we'll get started here. Here we're really looking for Lancelot's Frost Relic. I think would be a huge win on the account, specifically for Blazing Gorgos. Even though he's not in the Hall of Conquerors, I do expect him to come back. And I would, wow, look at all them rares. And I would love to be able to get that relic moving forward. So we'll see about anything we're talking about. I mean, Cormac is a Frost Relic that we actually do use. But again, I'm not really upgrading those at this time. But I'm not selling them either. I'm just kind of collecting right now. Just to kind of see if I get to a point where I need them or not. So we're going to 20 here. And we got 2 rares coming through on the account. Let's see if we can get some more. We got Clementine and Kieran there. Another 10 coming through. I'm hoping we don't go to pity the entire time, but we got 200 special summons to go through, so hopefully we can get quite a few of our wish list going in, get some chivalries dialed in, and get some characters where we can get those Hall of Conquer teams kind of pushed up just a little bit, because we don't need much, we just need a little bit. So hopefully we can get there, but we'll get this going. Try not to make this video too long, because there's just so much to do in the game now that I'm back. It's kind of overwhelming almost, but it's still almost pretty fun as well. So got Avalon there and a bunch of uncommons. I think we got one more before we're hitting pity, I'm pretty sure. So let's see if we get it on this one. Maybe not, maybe this might be our pity one, but anyway, we'll go with it. Hopefully we get more than one, and if it's Lancelot's, I will be stoked. So let's see what we got. We got Gilroy's Frost Relic. So I am using Gilroy's Storm Relic in one of the teams right now, and I believe he starts with his Frost Relic. So that was a duplicate pull there, but again, we have the opportunity to enhance it if we want to. And then we're going to go ahead with one more pull here and see if we get back to back. We do not. We do not. All right, so we got one rare, two rares, and see if we got anything worth talking about in there. Another Cormac, so we can upgrade Cormacs now. That gives us, I think we need 20 on those guys to upgrade the rares, 30 on the uncommons, and I think 40 on the commons. So we're going to go ahead and not do that right now, but we're down to 4 of those relic summons there, and let's move over to Flame. Here, we're 2 away from pity, so this first pull we're going to get. I'd also like to get Bodwin's Flame Relic, just because it would complete the rares for me, which would be pretty fun. But let's see if we can get, I'm trying to think of anybody, like a Brennan legendary would be pretty cool. I'm trying to think if anybody else really comes to mind as far as that goes. Morgan, being able to enhance her Flame Relic would be a huge win as well. Don't know that, again, that I'm going to do it right now, but having it on the account and having that option is going to be big. So we are going to hit pity again, guaranteed, so we're going to get at least one more legendary. I wasn't paying attention to the rares, and might have had Bodwin's in there. Probably not, because I haven't been that lucky. But we got 3 coming in here. Let's see if we get Bodwin on the rare. And that is new. Look at that. We got Bodwin's rare. So now we have nothing to hope for. So I did actually upgrade. You can see the 1% right here on Turin and Rosier. So both of those guys there have been actually enhanced. But I don't know. On the rares, maybe, because you don't get a lot of points for them. But I don't know that 1% is better than actually getting a new one. And if something entered the shop, I'd want to have the coins to do it. Didn't have to go to pity. Let's see if we get lucky here. All right. We got 1 and 2 rares with that. And again, a Morgan. So that is actually 2% we can upgrade that, which I don't think is a bad thing, to be honest with you. I really think that that's a great relic for her, especially if you're trying to do turn meter manipulation. That's going to do a lot of work for you, so that's pretty cool. I think we saw that really in the free-to-play 7 days. The amount of work once she gets into her Chivalry, I think 3, she really does a lot of turn meter, and then getting those skills up was a big deal for her as well. Making sure that she's maximizing that turn meter manipulation. Again, we got coming in with Turin there. So getting these on the account, we got 5 more pulls. And I think we actually will hit pity again because we hit that other one so early. So we're guaranteed to get 1 more, I believe. All uncommon except for the rare there, and that rare is Frederick. So he's not really all that impressive. At least I haven't found a use for him. If you have a use for him, let me know what it is. But he's been sitting on the bench the entire time. I don't think I've ever used him except for maybe one of those chests in adventure mode. Coming in here, Kay's Flame Relic I am using with Steel Flank Penvid, so that could be something. We can upgrade it now. So that could be something that just gets us a little bit more, maybe 1 or 2 more hearts out of it. Hard to say, but we can hope for the best on that one. Just get a little extra damage. Although I think the enhancements only work against negative affinity, and I think Steel Flank Penvid, I'm not sure that he has an affinity. I'd have to double check that. I think he's neutral, but that'd be kind of interesting to see if that would be a benefit or not. It seems like he would be Storm because everything in there that I have is Flame, so I would think that he's Storm Relic, but I don't know. Going through here, we got a bunch more here. Another Rosier, so we could upgrade her to get a little more damage out of her. And then this one here, I believe we're hitting pity, so I think we're getting a legendary on this one here. Could it be a 3rd Morgan? It is legendary. That's great. Let's see if it happens to be. Maybe I can only pull Morgan today. Maybe that's what's going on. Irit. Morgan and Irit. We got 2 of her Storm Relics and 1 of her Flame. So that's pretty good there. But we did pick up that Bodwin relic, so I'm actually pretty stoked on that as well. On the normal summons, we're going to go ahead and pull these guys here. On this account right now, all my chivalries are maxed out for rares, so there's really no purpose or hope or goal of pulling. You're just hoping to get some rares to get extra coins. I do think it'd be kind of fun if there was a fraction, 0.1% chance of getting a legendary or something like that. No wish list. Just something where when you're pulling them, there's that hope that something cool could happen, even if it almost never did. But it would at least give you a reason to pull these guys, which I think would be kind of fun. Because like right now, there's really not a lot going on where I'm like excited about it. It's just kind of like, wow, they're stacking up on the account, so I'm going to go ahead and get them pulled and move on to better things. So still hoping to get, I don't even think we've gotten a single rare yet out of these guys, which typically your drop rates for rares aren't too bad. But we also might have got one, I just missed it. But when he pulls it up with one hand, you know you're not getting anything good. When he brings that second hand in is when you know you're getting that rare coming in. And then when he gets the flex on, that's legendary. So that's kind of a fun animation to go through. And I do like that they switch it up. Like sometimes when you first come in, it turns gold right away. And you know right here it's going to be legendary. Not that you can get legendary with easy anyway. There's your rare coming in with that second hand. And then sometimes you have to wait for that flex to get it. We got 2 in 110 pull on that one. So it's kind of fun. And a Kieran and a Frederick. You can see all my chivalries dialed in at 10, so pretty good there. I think that's been the case for probably the last month and a half, 2 months. I've had all my chivalries dialed in 4 rare and below. And so that gets all those guys pulled on the account. Moving into the special relic, like these guys are still, they're just going to be through rubies. I haven't seen these enter the game yet, which is, I think, a little bit unfortunate. There should be a token or something where you get in some of the events or something versus just spending rubies on it. So before we get started on the summons for today, I did pull for Aqua Guinevere while I was on vacation. I did a screen share, so we're going to go ahead and run that video. And then I have an overlay for me talking through it. And then we'll get into the current summons for today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do some summons. I'm actually on vacation right now. I just recorded this on my screen while I was going. So I'm going to get these first 10 pulled. I just wanted to make sure that I got a copy of Aqua Guinevere on my account before it expired. So this first 10 pack, we got 1 rare, so that's not the best, but we'll see who that rare is. We've got ourselves a Urians. So hopefully we don't have to go all the way to pity to get our Aqua Guinevere, but we'll get that next 10 going. That's rare. That's legendary. Okay, hopefully we get lucky right out of the gate. 3 rares as well. Let's see who we got with this legendary. And even Prince, it must be her. We got an Aqua Guinevere on our second 10 pack. I think that's the second time that's happened to me, so that's pretty lucky. Gotta be honest, pretty ridiculous situation going on here with the blow up rubber ducky and the popsicle and the sun hat. But anyway, I think she's absolutely going to smack, and I'm excited to have her on the account. I think at this point we'll probably sit tight, wait till I get back from vacation and do a big summoning video at the end. But I did want to make sure I got a copy of her on the account while I was away. I'm actually going to pull Irit out of here and put in Hild. Hild on her 6 chivalry does get a resistance bump and attack bump where she does a lot more damage. Because she does get the attack benefit from added resistance as well. Still, I could probably pull Caliber and Arthur. I'm kind of looking to max some folks out, to be honest with you. So when I get him to level 9, I'll probably pull him out and finish him off with those Rudiment, Selector Stones, or whatever the case is. Morgan's probably the same way. And that way, you know, I'm curious what you do with those stones after you get them maxed out. If they just accumulate, or if you can sell them, or what. But that's kind of interesting. But when he gets level 9, we'll pull him out of there. He'll probably pull her out after level 6, and then Saris will pull out after 8. And then Brennan, I think we'll just keep stacking him up because I'd like to get him maxed out and start kind of getting some of those characters all the way to the finish line. It'll be pretty fun. So we're 40 away from pity on this. Hopefully it doesn't take us all that way. We're going to summon these 10 packs and get the guaranteed rare. So let's see if we get lucky before we go all the way to pity. Not this time around. We got a single rare, and it's Boars. Oh, Boars is boring me. There are some use cases for Boars. I kind of built better people before I ever got to them. Got another rare with this 10 pull, so we're going to see who we got there. Clementine. And let's see about getting a legendary. This is our 30th, so we're not guaranteed yet. Oh, it's sending us to pity. It's sending us all the way to pity. All right, got 2 rares on this guy. Let's see who they are. And we got a Sarah, great champion, and a Cormac, great champion there. And this one, we are guaranteed to get a legendary. Maybe we get two because we haven't gotten a double pull. We've been pulling quite a few shards today. So that is one legendary character. Let's see who it is. That is, I do admit, repulsive. So we got another Brennan on the account. That takes us to Chivalry level 7 for Brennan. And we're going to sit tight and keep him on there and keep working forward with our Brennan. All right, so just doing some quick math there. We're guaranteed 2 more for sure. Hopefully we can get 3, maybe beat the odds a little bit, maybe even 4. I don't know how greedy to be. Just come back from vacation. I feel like the game has missed me. It wants to take care of me, get me all excited about some pulls here. Some of these chivalries might be the difference in getting that Hall of Conquerors going as well. Got 3 rares on that one there for tokens for the shard shop. And we are on to our 20th pull. And let's see if we can get lucky. We did not. We get skipped from here, I think. Nope, it won't let me do it. Skip from there. There we go. We got an Anguish and we got a Nicholas. So let's keep on keeping on. And we're on our 30th pull for Pity. Oh, no pity for us. That's awesome. So that's going to guarantee us 1 more, I believe. And that's 1 legendary right there. Let's see who it is. And we have Caliburn Arthur. So we're going to go back into the wish list and switch this up real quick. Because I do have, I think, 20 or 25 of his tokens. That if I take him to Chivalry level 10, I think they're just wasted. So we're going to go ahead and update our wish list and get him out of there. So it might not be a popular choice, but I'm actually going to throw Gilroy in there. And I think Gilroy's actually been making his way into quite a few teams, specifically in Hall of Conquerors with the Storm Relic, which I do have. So if I can get some chivalries on him, I think that's going to be a pretty big benefit. I mean, looking across the board, I could obviously take Nika up to level 9 and then wait to max her out with those stones as well. Vivian has a lot of use cases. Merlin and Lancelot are kind of oldies but goodies. They do a great job in getting their chivalries up. Wouldn't be a problem. I'm sitting here on chivalry level 0 on Claudius, so that wouldn't be bad either. So we'll just kind of, but I think that Gilroy might be able to do some serious work for me if I was able to get a few of those going on the account. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get going. We got 135, so we are guaranteed 2 more legendaries. Hopefully we can get 3. I always like to get 1 more than I'm guaranteed, and that way I feel like I'm ahead of schedule. But we'll see if we can get lucky with not a back-to-back pull, but maybe we can get into 20. That's 1 rare. We're going to go into here and see about getting that next legendary. Maybe, not yet, not yet. Let's see here if we can get that flex. We do not. All right, well, hopefully we get a lot of rares. We got 1 rare. We got 1 rare. Jarrett, you're my boy. You got me through Gorgos early on. I appreciate you. Don't really use you much anymore, but you are there, and I appreciate what you've done for me. So hopefully we're at 30 pulls now. No legendary. We got 4 rares that time, so that's a little bit better. Starting to warm up a little bit. Rosier, always a good champion. Cormac, great champion. We're going to get on. I have seen a few people using Storm Arthur in that Gilroy team to do a lot of damage to, hey, we're not going to pity. That's our 40th, so that's pretty good. And 3 rares. That's not bad at all. Bodwin, hey, we got your flame relic, buddy. You're all complete now. So I think that is our, oh, never mind. Hers always gets me. I was like, I think that's Gilroy. But I clearly was wrong. So we got a Saris. That takes her to Chivalry level 8. So we could actually get her dialed in for our team. So we're going to pull her off the wish list and see who we're replacing her with. So I think I'm actually going to pull in a Bedivere here. Again, kind of going with the extra damage on my damage dealers. I think could make the difference for this Hall of Conquerors. And getting a little, or just a few more hearts is all I need. So I think if we are able to land one of those 3, I think that'd be a big win for the account. We'll get back in here. We got 95, so we're guaranteed 1. Hopefully we get 2. So we're a little ahead of schedule so far. So let's see if we can keep that going. Maybe a little back-to-back pull, or maybe we can get lucky and actually get a double pull. That'd be amazing. So here we're sitting with 1 rare and a couple Jarretts. So we'll see if we can get a little better this time around. And we're into 20 pulls here. And no Hyperflex on the gold. We get 1 rare with that pull there, so that's no bueno. But maybe it makes our 30 pull a little lucky here. If we pull here, I think we'd be guaranteed on the next. I think we still had 60 left. But unfortunately, we didn't get it there. We did get 3 rares, though. So we got some tokens for that shard shop coming in. 2 Garess and a Arthur. Let's see if we can get a little ahead of schedule and maybe get 2 more legendaries out of this. So not that time. So I think that's 40, if I remember correctly. So we're not guaranteed on the next one either. We got another Jarrett. We're stacking up those Jarretts and Sarah. I think that's the second or third on the day for Sarah. Let's see if we can get a little bit ahead of schedule. Come on. No! All right, we're going to pity. It's about time. I mean, to be fair, we didn't hit pity, I think, like 3 or 4 times in a row, so that's pretty good. And with my raid up summons, pulling 20 and getting Aqua Guinevere was a huge win also, so I can't really complain too much. But this one here should be our pity pull. There's our legendary. We're getting in there. Hopefully, maybe get a little 2-pull. Maybe a sneaky little 2-pull coming in here. That's one legendary right there with 2 rares. Let's see who we get. Good intention, not guarantee good results. So that is Bedivere right there. That's going to get us some extra damage. Only on Chivalry level 4. So he's an oldie but goodie, but I really haven't had a lot of pulls in his space. So that's going to be pretty good as far as getting his 4th Chivalry on the account. We're going to leave him there because he's got some Chivalries to go, and getting extra damage on him is going to do a lot of work for us. So we got 35 pulls left. So we're going to pull 30 of them. Hopefully, hey, back to back. This is what we wanted. Now we are ahead of schedule. That makes me feel good. Welcome back to the game after your vacation. Let's see who we get. And you are proud. I'm thinking this is our Gilroy right there. Yeah. So that's going to get us some more damage out of Gilroy, hopefully, depending on what's on that Chivalry we're picking up. I think that moves him from Chivalry 2 to 3 or from 3 to 4. But we're going to find out right now. He was on 2, so that's going to take him to Chivalry level 3. And we got 20 more pulls to go here. Maybe get lucky. If I get any more, that's just greedy. So I can't really complain too much. We'll get started on our next wave of pity. But I think so far this summoning session's been pretty solid. He's got a K coming out there and an Arthur. Your 2 starting champions are fantastic. Specifically K. We are getting lucky. Man, this is a good pulling session. So we got another legendary coming to the account on our last 10 pull. Maybe even get 2. Nope, just the one. Just the one. Let's see who we got. And we have Repulsive and Frightening, another Brendan. So that's 2 Chivalries we're stacking up on Brendan today, which should do us pretty good as far as moving forward in those Hall of Conqueror teams. All right, so the first Chivalry we got was Caliburn Arthur. We're getting defense percent and crit rate 20%. That's a huge pull right there. 20% crit rate's actually insane. I didn't realize it was that high. So we got that on the account, which is going to be huge. And then if we take a look, we have 20 of these guys here. So I'll probably, when I start getting closer, just complete that out with some of the ones I can select from. And that'll get him maxed out on Chivalry level 10. The next one we got was Lancelot. So we're going to pick up an additional 15% attack with that Chivalry. So that's going to be solid there, doing a little more damage. Lancelot is a very versatile character. And with his speed lead and AoE dot damage, he finds his way in a lot of teams that you probably wouldn't expect him. So getting over to Brendan, we got 2 Chivalries. The first one's getting us attack and HP up 10%, so we're going to get that on him there. I did stack up a lot of gold on the account while I was away, did a lot of Gorgos farming anytime I had extra stamina. When I went through all those chests in the item bag, it stacked up my stamina to 1,000. I kept it accruing pretty much the entire vacation, just kind of keeping stuff moving forward. On that 8th Chivalry, we're picking up more defense and effect accuracy, which is going to help him land his healing disruption, as well as make him more tanky. So that's going to be a big win for him as well. And then we're moving on to our next Chivalry on Gilroy. So I think this is going to be a pretty big Chivalry for him. You're upgrading Enduring Mark, and you're getting additional effects there. So number of uses changed to unlimited. So you get it, I'm assuming there's a limited amount it can happen per battle. So on those long fights is going to be probably a really big win. And then ignores target effect resistance when attempting to inflict healing decay. On the Hall of Conquerors, probably not going to be super effective there, but we also have a 100% chance to inflict defense decrease for 2 turns, and I think that's going to be a big win as well, keeping defense down on the boss, just doing more damage. So that might get me an extra heart or 2. That might get me in the top 50. I did get in the top 50 on the cycle that expired while I was on vacation. I think I was like 47th or something. I just barely squeaked in, so I was pretty fortunate. Moving over to Saris here, we did get that 8th Chivalry. This is where Kaleidoscope becomes a pretty big win here. You get the mirror image on the Blessing. reflects 200% of damage taken, 100% chance to gain attack increase, and 100% chance to grant mirror image to a random ally for 1 turn, as well as we have 100% independent chance to grant each ally attack gauge increase immunity, so you can't be messing, kind of immunity to Morgan, specifically her Flame Relic, but all of them do have that passive ability that brings that down. So a lot of good stuff happening there with that 8th Chivalry for Ceres. Now I just got to get in there, change all of her stats, and get her max speed up, and get her as fast as possible, and then she's going to do some work for me in Arena, which I am hurting for certain. I definitely need to put together a good Arena team. On this 4th Chivalry, increased defense ignore rate by skill 3 by 5%. Typically, I'm actually running a skill 2, so it's not going to be a huge benefit for me. But on that AoE ability, it is going to be doing a defense ignore for 5%. So that's actually not too shabby. So I think that's about what I got for you today. I got probably another video coming out today just because we have a lot to talk about with Aqua Guinevere, potentially any updates that are live on the website. Got to go look at the Discord and see what's going on there. So we just kind of got a lot going on. But I think we're going to keep this one as short as we can. I think we've already ran longer than I hope to. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys sitting tight while I was on vacation enjoying Alaska. Beautiful country up there, and I look forward to seeing you next time.